Welcome to EVE Online, or Google, Chrome, desktop. That should be more applicable. So, just got war decked 24 hours ago. Happened to log on and notice the war deck. Got hit by quite a few during their prime time, and their off time, I swear it's just one multiboxer. It could be just because everybody flies together, and the ones that are bashing structures, typically, if they're in their time zone, this is the downtime crew, would fly together and get the same kind of activity results. But watch the activity results there as I flick through all of them, and you will see that, yeah, it's the chances of them being, now those two are incredibly similar, but it's probably the same person. Did I screw up? Yeah, it's the same person. Give me a second. Well, so it's not, you see in the prime time it is slightly different for some of them, but for some it's almost, during the prime time, almost identical. So I'm going to say that, say between these two, they're definitely multi-boxing, these two. And that one too. No, these two. So yeah, I would say, yeah, that one, and yeah, these two, yeah, these three, yeah, for sure. I'd say this one too. And then you start to look at the names. It's like, you know, the multi-boxers tend to name their characters most times with similar names. So yeah, you just start to try to piece together, okay, who can I pressure? Who won't notice that I've just jammed them? Who will start to panic and make mistakes? Who to just basically target and pressure. That's your only option during a full siege, because otherwise, if you assume they're all different players, you might as well just log off, as it would be impossible to defend against such a force. You know, and most of them will be flying Icky Tursas, and this is just for custom offices. I don't think they'd be dumb enough to go up. They might go up against an upwell that's armed, and they've seen somebody active in one of them to, yeah, use oracles. That would be just suicide. But it's probably going to be Icky Tursas, or, you know, Itty Cursas, or whatever the hell they're called. Spelled Ickies. Yeah, so that is their roster during the time when my reinforcement timers come out, typically. Don't think we'll see a variation based on the incredible similarities with the activity chart. Now, bearing in mind, this is not one person for sure, because of the disparities in prime time, but it cannot be all singular players, obviously, which is typical for structure bashers, I've noticed, for high-sec pirates. All right, this is the first one I've spotted. There could be more. I doubt it. There are hardly any kills during the time zone I selected. And most pirates will do that because most of their victims either set the reinforcement time as the default, 1800 hours, or it's prime time, which is, you know, it's not because people choose to be on that time, it's because they have the time to go online. And that is why most of the pirates gravitate to that time zone, because otherwise they just don't have the victims to pick from, right? So let's see. 0 is way too close to, like, 400. I'm looking for around 0200. I will likely not find this stuff. Leap Fang. This looks familiar. I saw it during the battle. This definitely saw. Pretty sure this one and this one for sure. These one obviously two. Talus is typical. But yeah. This is most likely one person. Usually, when it's something boring like this, it can usually depend on these. I'll put it into my other desktop on my other monitor. All right, so zip through and see if I can find something else. Yeah, this is how you piece together who could possibly, probably be a multi-boxer. Yeah, you just look for who's a structure basher, list all the pilots, and then start comparing different kills, and you can whittle down. See, if they're structure bashing, why wouldn't they field all their alts, right? If they're structure bashing, so you just start to go, okay, that person was not on that kill. That's probably another player, and then you just start guessing, and you can usually get a good rough estimate. And it's usually, I'm going to guess the players that are going to hit my structure are between 3 and 4. Sometimes there's 5 or 6, but those are the stragglers are usually not multi-boxing. They're usually just hanging around, and they're not multi-boxing. So yeah, no, there's so many variables, right? But it's usually a good indication. Like, see if you can catch out, say, where is it? This one and this one. If there were, say, 13 in this one, and say this was an hour later, and there's only 7, you can go, okay, multi-boxer dropped. Who was the people who are not in this one, but in this one? And you can say, okay, that person went to sleep, or went to work, or whatever. And then you go, okay, and you eliminate that, and you okay, that person multi-boxer, and you just start piecing together and figure out if it's possible to pressure. Because if there's only 3 players and they're multi-boxing with lots of the more alts that are in that multi-boxing team, the more potential to freak them out if you start jamming, like if you've got more than 3 jammer on field. It can get confusing for them, and they'll start making mistakes, and they're used to easy kills, so they're not used to actually being competent PvPers. It's just easy kills, and God mode, right? Because most people just give up and they're just structure bashing an undefended structure, right? And that's how you have optimism. Otherwise, it just seems very intimidating. So yeah, not as much as appeared during prime time, but still quite a bit. But you can start to see like West Junior and I saw that one. And you just start to recognize them, and you're like, didn't see this one, so that might not be the multi-boxer of these. And you just start going, okay, I recognize this bunch, just hypothetical, just making an example. This bunch seem to be together a lot. That's definitely a multi-boxer, because this person with this collection only appears in certain kill mails, but they're all together. So you go, okay, so you concentrate on one multi-boxer, make them panic, the rest bolt, basically. It's something happens to one person, it just cascades. A panic is infectious because they're just not used to dealing with chaotic situations. That one's close. There are 18 people there. Ouch. So yeah, they're definitely able to wake up in the morning, which is shitty. But I recognize all of them, and they were active during prime time, so I guess they just don't sleep. So, yeah, I sent out a mailing list saying rip my structures. But yeah, there's no way I can defeat this amount. I could make it difficult for them. I could potentially. It's just. There's no way I can break this, of course. And of course, the weight of numbers would just, my Astor House wouldn't last long. So yeah, unfortunately, this is what my kill mail is going to look like. So yeah, and it's pointless doing intel on them because once all my structures are gone, I'm free to do whatever I want. But yeah. Nope, that's what my kill mail will look like. Almost guaranteed. You can even go into, they don't like losing their ships, but wait, was this guy part of recently Black Flag? No, he's just joined SRS. Okay. So this could be doctrine for Black Flag, but not for SRS. But I'm sure they plagiarize each other all the time. It looks typical. Yeah, see, 2.5 billion. Yuck. Yeah, there's no real way to defeat this with this many plates, right? Oh man. Huh. Yeah, they just drop siege, and then they can be repped by other things, right? And they've got the plates to last until, it's... And say, I doubt these guys have taken any losses in the Zarzaman's. Yeah, see? Yeah. Any risk? Yeah, risk averse. Griefers and Care Bears are alike, and they abhor risk. Yeah, otherwise just join Nullsec Alliance or Lowsec and don't be idiots in Highsec. Anyways, yeah, I could barely piece together who would be a potential vulnerability, but with 16 alts on field, there's no real hope of breaking it, even with my team. With a lesser team, yes, maybe. Maybe they make a mistake, but yeah. Pity. Yeah. You're looking at 16 to show up for sure. And of course, there was way more during that battle because it's their prime time. But yeah, they have some that just don't go to sleep at all, ever. Yeah, this guy's definitely Wesley Bard, West Junior, Greenpeace, Star Destroyer probably. These guys might be single players, could be 2 to 3 multiboxers, probably less, probably 2 multiboxers. Definitely 3 multiboxers. Yeah, that's very familiar. So 3 to 4 multiboxers, and say this guy's singular, this one's singular. Melees, saw that guy in the battle today. Didn't see this one. They might be multiboxing their Logi too. This might be indication of them each controlling one nester. So I'd say potentially at minimum 2 players multi-boxing with 1 nester each, and these 2 are guest arrivals, that would make sense. Each one controlling 2 paladins, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each controlling 2 paladins, 4 Leshaks, and 1 Nestor. Potentially. And that would expose, if you could, I believe the paladin is immune to ECM. So you wouldn't be able to stop it from shooting the structure. Pretty sure. I think they've nerfed and buffed it over the years. But yeah, I could potentially deal with the Leshaks with jamming. Oh, this is an absolution, so it's definitely, yeah, sorry. And that's a Balgorn. That could, those could be multi-box too. They could, you know, I mean, that'll be the freaking anchor. And this will just be somebody's utility thing. You know, there are 9 Leshaks. This could be the 10th. So, no, this could be part of their multi-boxing thing. Utility for webbing something, and that for the anchor. Yeah, all right. Yeah, why would you need? Yeah, it wouldn't really be an anchor when you're siege moding the paladins. Yeah, meh. I doubt they'd bring that. I mean, hope they. What the? Okay, maybe they might. I don't know. Depends how they're feeling today, I guess. They're using ickies to do their dirty work, so it's probably the new meta for them. So I'm sure I'll just see ickies, which is even more difficult to deal with. But I believe. I'm sure they're using it, right? Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. Oh, they probably just hoard on it. Yeesh. Where was this? Tysec. What the hell? What the? I guess he barely. Name sounds familiar, but I haven't a clue where it would be. Oh my goodness. Lol. Pfft. Probably hoard. Yeesh. La la la. And they wouldn't be using ickies on, yeah, it would just be Taluses. Now, this is definitely a multi-boxer right there. Yeah, it could be sending. What time zones are they? This could it could potentially be. Could you kill it in half an hour? Did they nerf the hit points? Yeah, they definitely did. That's hilarious. Wow. Lol. Yeah, typical. Yeah, Kronos, right? Yeah. Yep. Inertia stab, Kronos is for the win. My goodness. Yeah. Alright, guys, get a life. Wow. Ugh. Yeah, it gets kind of depressing just looking at all this. It's like, really? They could fly in with. Oh, this sounds military. I bet you it's 80s. There's a man. Whatever. Goodness me. We'll just scroll. Oh my goodness. How long did it take them? It took them, 9 minutes. Wow. Jesus. Wow. Do. Yeah, anyways. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's... Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think Iki Terse is definitely going to be what they'd be using. They'll just flying with the same ships that I saw today, for sure. Terse. Iki Terse. Doesn't give any information about the ship itself. Let's see now. What sensor strength did it have? That all it boils down to, because the Vedmak was easily jammed by Griffins, but I'm pretty sure that the sensor strength is much better. 22 points. Points versus it's a cruiser, isn't it? Okay, whatever. Precursor cruisers, Vedmak, right? There we go. It has 20. Ooh. You know, battleship, precursor battle cruisers, precursor battleships. Shock. 28 points. See, this is the thing I don't get about pirates. It's like, the Kikimora is great for killing fighters, but it's extremely vulnerable to jamming. It might not be. I could be wrong. Kiki. Yeah, extremely vulnerable to jamming. It could mess things up for them. But Iki's nice for them because they've got that magical protect me button. Invulnerability almost for a few seconds while the Logi target them. So that's probably what they're going for. Because, you know, the Leshak doesn't have it and it's less maneuverable and stuff like that. They're not able to flee and etc. As quickly. So, yeah, that could be the new meta for any dangerous actions. Don't think I'll learn anything else tonight, so I'll just sign off now. But yeah, definitely I was hoping for a lack of online time, because you look at the activity and you go, oh, okay, that means they're typically not going to do it. But it's not. You've got to remember that it's not only their activity, but their victims' activity, and the time zones that the victims choose for their structures. And structures are typically defaulted to 1800. So, and their victims are here. It doesn't mean they went to sleep, which they typically do, but the higher sec pirates I've been used to are active till about 5, and then they go to sleep till around then. So yeah, same kind of activity, and they will hit you if they're awake around this time. I usually typically have my timers set around 8 o'clock, but I had this weird work schedule where I couldn't do that, unfortunately, so yeah, oh well. I'll probably lose my upwells because of that. But hey, real life comes first, and I haven't been playing the game a lot. Fortunately, I fear a lot of the people won't know that my structure is reinforced, even when I change the names very shortly to, reinforced GTFO. But those are the chances you take, unfortunately. It's too bad you don't get a notification that the structure you have a clone with has been reinforced. Damn. Well, can't cry over spilt milk, that's for sure. All right, have a good one.